It's not that much.
Jesus Christ!
Hey, we are live and we are back with season 3, episode 3. Will, scoot in a little bit. Or Neil, rather. Get on frame, get on camera.
Wait,
Get it right. Get it right. Get it tight.
how do we turn this thing off? Oh, there you go.
There it is. A little
There.
dark.
That's okay.
Does it feel dark?
That's fine.
It's fine.
I've got a
It's a
dark soul,
homie.
brother. Dark
Homie
soul,
attitude.
brother.
That's a good game. Have you ever played it?
Dark
Souls?
Souls. It's
No,
great.
what is it?
It's like a medieval game where you.
Hi, Dad. Hi, Jenny. Welcome to season 3, episode 3 of Who Invited Will.
Let's get the energy up. Let's get the energy up, Jay. Come on, brother. Will, you too.
To my left is Neil.
Boys, boys, boys.
To my
I gotta
right
shout
is
out.
Will.
Yep. It says something about the video resolution. Maybe is this time? Can you guys see us all right?
I'll check
Is it coming in?
I'll check it. I'm gonna shout out the boys this episode. The
Cheers,
boys are
guys.
starting to submit their Neil's Got Issues, and I love it. I just love it. What's up? Cheers. Hold on, I'm checking the stream. So how's everyone's?
Better get your highball ready, Jenny.
What is a
it's time
highball?
It's a
Yeah, the
a
resolution's
drink, is it
fine.
a-
Well, I thought a highball is
Drink
like
glass?
a whiskey highball. It's like the tall, skinny
Tall
glass
glass, yeah.
that then you pour. Like it's like whiskey. It's Japanese whiskey highball usually.
I think the sound should be better.
No, it's great. Everything's great. I just checked it.
Oh God, we're clipping though. We're cutting.
So,
We're
cut it.
We're cutting.
so socialism, am I right, Jay?
Yeah.
Jay was watching a documentary right before the show.
A podcast, but
Oh, excuse me, a podcast.
Probably listening to it.
And he was also listening to it. slash
listening to a
watching.
podcast. I wonder if our.
About socialism.
Well, yeah. What do you guys think? Like, imagine if you just got like all your basic stuff, like everything you need taken care of, and then the surplus that you make, is distributed fairly.
No.
So then I guess it's like then that all gets down
I
to
tried.
that all gets down to like the same reason why capitalism exists. It's like if I'm willing to work harder than you, I should be rewarded for that, right?
But that could still exist in socialism, right? It could still exist. It
I
would
don't
just
know.
be.
That's what
How?
I'm asking. If I get everything that I provided and then anything else I make only goes to the greater good or everyone else, then it just becomes like.
Well, it's not the greater good. It's just basically like everything you make up to the point to give everybody like basic income or necessities,
Okay.
and then the surplus you would distribute with the workers that you're working. So it'd be like profit share.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I thought you were saying anything excess goes to the government. Or
No. The government just is there to collect enough to cover everyone's basic needs, like school.
So who sets that limit? The government?
Well, I guess some part of the government, but ideally it would be fair. Let's imagine that it's fair.
But I feel like that just gets really quickly into too many cooks in the kitchen where you have conflicting ideas of what's important. So one person's saying it's basic human rights to have food, while another is saying it's basic human rights to create art.
Well, I
And
guess
what is
everyone
art
would.
if-
They would vote. People would vote on what are we actually going to cover versus what we're not going to cover. People would democratically be all right, we'll cover
Socialism, but sorry to interrupt, but socialism would absolutely never work in the country we live in today.
It's too big. I think that's the whole thing.
It'd be too tough
No,
to
people are
distribute the resources.
moochers. People are moochers, man.
I think
we need people to work around here. When people are not motivated to work, our economy would collapse. Everyone would. Will, are we still interrupting? How many episodes? What do you think, Will?
My dad says all the good games are all on the blockchain. Are you
What does that
spamming?
even-
Are you spamming the chat?
What does
with,
that even
with crypto
mean?
propaganda?
Where were you when Bitcoin was 28,000? You were quiet. Now look at you, 65,000.
No, he
Oh,
was
we're all
not-
back. We're going to the moon. We're going to the moon.
He
Okay,
was not
Elon.
quiet. He was never quiet. Bitcoin
Oh,
would go
okay.
to negative 64,000 and he would not be quiet.
Is Bitcoin used in socialism?
But
Socialist
he's not
societies?
a big Bitcoin fan. Well, I think some different way of distributing wealth.
Decentralized.
Yeah, it wouldn't be centralized control necessarily of the monetary supply. It would be like
Well,
Wait a minute, though, Jay. Are you telling me that if you were a leader of a country, you would want to have a socialist government?
I don't think I would want to label it. I would probably just borrow and take from the different systems what I thought was equitable. If I was some dictator,
but then that comes across as exactly. It comes across as authoritarian if you're saying, well, I decide what's best for you.
You're an authoritarian?
I guess I would want the people to vote. I mean, we'd have to ratify a constitution. So we'd have to ratify a constitutional...
So he's a democratic, authoritarian socialist.
No,
is that right?
Maybe like a social democrat, like...
Bernie Sanders.
I'm probably closer to that.
Well, I guess...
Of course he lost because nobody's going to just give up what we have now, which is like is an unequal system, but a system where like very few people have a lot of wealth. So those people have a real disproportionate...
power.
Yeah, over who politically gets elected.
That's right. Money is power, baby.
It is.
Oh, we lost the stream.
That's what
it says check the resolution.
No, it's fine. I just checked it. Sometimes we lose the
that's
stream.
What
scoot over a little bit.
I see why. I could fix it.
No, don't worry about it.
We could just lower the resolution because I have it outputting too high.
It's okay.
They said it looks great. Picture, great pick.
It's working.
But I guess what I was going to get back to is I think a lot of that stuff works it works in communes, right? Like hippie communes have everyone is working together, kind of like hunter-gatherer tribes. If you're under a certain population, I think that kind of society can work and it can probably thrive. But when you start looking at huge amounts of people in different geographic areas with different thoughts, with different ideologies, religions.
But that's every society.
Well, if it gets big enough.
But I guess
that's not every society.
But I mean, most societies are like diverse and more so now
to an extent. But then you look at some of these European countries, and I don't know the stats behind it, but I bet there's European countries that are smaller in population than even like maybe some of the biggest cities within the U.S. So then, when it's
it's easier for them to get to agree to distribute the wealth equally. You're saying getting everyone to like buy into that.
Yeah, you think that people are more actually that book. Go ahead.
If you want everyone to succeed, Schneider 44, libertarian baby. We are financially conservative. However, we're morally democratic. Okay, and that's what we need in here. Libertarian Schneider 44. Wear your shirts proudly.
We're gonna make this country. Ideology.
What's that?
We're libertarian. We're social. We're Democrat.
No.
We're socialist. We're conservative.
We're conservative and we're both Democratic and conservative. We're the best of both worlds.
Not Democratic.
We're the purple party. You mix blue and red together. What do you get? You get the purple party.
Liberal.
Yeah, we're liberal and conservative.
Conservatively fiscal, socially liberal.
Are you trying to tell me what I am?
Yes. As your vice president.
2044. Vice president trainer. Ooh, I don't know. You could be like a cabinet member or something.
I'll be. What do I want to be? Secretary of State.
I was gonna say that.
Secretary of State. You're gonna deal with all of my.
He can speak all the languages.
Yeah, I'll just be on vacation all the time.
He was already in the.
I'll be like, you like to travel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Going to Brazil, guys. We got an economic conference. Then I'm gonna hit China. We'll stop in Indonesia, and maybe we'll go to Germany on the way back and do an EU conference.
You know what people think gives everyone freedom? Crypto and blockchain.
VP Bala in the chat.
That does have a ring to it. VP Bala.
Crypto and blockchain give a lot of people unnecessary fees. That's what crypto and blockchain do. Okay, how about that?
Slam.
All right. Anyway,
so what's the theme of this episode, or what are we doing first?
Well, we're gonna talk about travel. That was a good segue. That's a good segue.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk a little bit about traveling, our favorite travel destinations, where we want to go, where would we like to go again, all types of things about travel. But before we get to that, Jay's got an listen, we call Jay Mr. Margarita, and that's not a joke. The guy makes the best margaritas I've ever had in my life, and I'm not trying to hype him up. I'm telling the gosh darn truth. And he's got a recipe today for you that's going to make your parties a wild success. Jay?
So the segment is
Film, Food, and Fortune.
Woo! Food, film, fortune.
Wow, that's the order that we already do it in, but it comes off your tongue better. Film, food, fortune.
All right, so let's start with film.
Well, that's what I said last time, and Neil goes, no, Jay goes first.
This isn't about me. Go ahead, Will.
I have. Okay, I guess I'll just say what I've been watching recently, because I didn't really have a movie that came to mind. I've seen a lot of good movies.
You didn't have a movie that came to mind?
I've seen a lot, and
You've
I want
seen everything on Netflix.
I know. So
Okay.
this is a show on Netflix called Death Note, which is an anime.
Oh yeah, it's good. I
very
watched
good.
an episode at his house or two.
So yeah,
Is it all subtitles?
yes, and
Death Note?
Death Note. So the premise is there's these Shigamis, which are gods of death. Just listen.
You
This is
lost,
no,
you
this
lost me already.
This isn't the way to
And for
start.
that reason-
You lost me at Shigami.
Okay, so just real quick.
Shinigami, I think.
So
too.
basically, this it's there's a book, and if you look at someone and you know what they look like, and you write their name in the book, within 40 seconds they die. And there's a bunch of other rules to it, but then this guy finds the book and becomes like idealistic that he can like change the world and kill off all the criminals. So he starts killing off all the criminals, and then there's another guy that tries to track him down. And so it's these like two smart minds, and they're kind of playing against each other, cat and mouse situation. You'd probably not your cup of tea,
Okay,
but it's good.
wait. Let me explain.
Wait.
Let me explain.
I'm
Hold on.
so confused.
Let me explain,
Who
Neil.
writes it
Let me
down and
explain.
kills people?
This is what happens. It's like a city, like Tokyo, right? And there's
Okay.
a high school kid.
Okay.
One day he finds a book.
Uh-huh.
He touches the book and he sees this demon.
Okay.
And he's like, "What the hell is this?" And then he figures out that if you write someone's name in the book, they die instantly.
The demon tells him that.
The demon tells him. And so it's basically like he did a deal with the devil.
Oh, so it's like a family movie.
Yeah, it's real
Oh,
family
okay.
oriented.
It's like a
yeah.
Disney movie? It's like
not
a good Disney cartoon?
But you get what I'm saying.
Yeah, and then
And so
uses
he
it to
realizes,
kill
and he
criminals?
realizes, wait, I have this
Yes.
power now. I have this book where I can write anybody's name down and they'll die. And he can also write how they die too. He can write gets hit by a car at 2 p.m. and they die. So basically, what he starts doing is his dad's the chief of police. So he hacks into his dad's computer, finds the criminals, and starts killing them off, like the really bad ones,
Oh.
before the court. And no one can trace it back to him because nobody even knows about the book. It's a mystical,
Sure.
it's a magical book.
Is this a movie or
It's
is
a
it a
show.
TV
It's a show.
And then they start catching
A
on.
series.
They start catching on that these people are all dying. All these people who are on their wanted list are dying by like heart attacks. And so they basically are trying to track who's killing these people and how, and they don't understand. So it's like a mystery between who the kid is, and his dad is looking for him, and the entire FBI and police are looking for him, but no one knows who he is. He becomes like this international criminal. And so it's like a back and forth, like a crime thriller.
And
kind of thing
then
between the two sides.
then the crazy thing is, then there's also an international detective who no one knows his name. He just goes by L, and he's like also super smart. So both the criminal and the detective that's chasing him are like really, really intelligent, and so they are just constantly trying to like play games against each other.
Okay.
Someone to show their cards.
What's it called again?
Death Note.
Death Note. It's on Netflix?
Yeah, check it out. You wouldn't
Very
like
cool.
it.
I
Very
mean, I
cool.
like the concept.
Once you get I'm not a
don't
well
know-
I
I
haven't
don't
watched
know.
that much anime. It kind of
Yeah.
most of it seemed kind of weird.
Yeah.
Some
I
of
could
it
see
and
that.
some of it can be, but this was actually like it comes more across of like a not quite true crime, but more of like a detective gotcha kind of intellectual thing. So
You know how you were saying that
It's
it
cool.
seems
It's
all
actually
kind of
cool.
weird? You know how you said it seems kind of weird, though?
Yeah.
I don't want to, like, generalize or stereotype. Far East culture is kind of weird, though. Do you agree with that?
I don't want to
Like-
paint with a broad brush.
Like in Korea, for example, like in Korea, they have this tradition. Like if your boss comes up to you after work and tells you like, "Hey, we need to go get beers. We gotta go get drinks tonight."
You
like,
have to.
have to go. And then like you give him a beer and you don't look at him when you give him the beer and you like bow. And if you cannot leave until if he stays out till 5, you cannot leave until he goes home.
yeah, they have
Like that is the tradition. That is so weird, man.
there's a lot of that like a lot of those traditions get passed down, and super kind of authoritative. Well, or even just like how everything is about honor. So then, that I don't think people now are necessarily, I think it's Harry Carey, when you kill yourself. But it's like in World War II, it was more honorable to kill yourself than be captured. So then they were like handing out swords.
That's what Trump said. Remember, he's like John McCain's not a hero. He got captured.
Yeah, I remember that. Did you guys hear? We'll talk about it later. This Trump stock.
Yeah.
Heard about this thing that came out?
Oh, stock? I thought it was
came out today.
Yeezy token? Is it Yeezy token?
No, it's not.
I thought it was.
It's
a social
Fun,
media.
PHUN, and there's another one. It's up like 600% first day. It's absolutely stock market manipulation.
It's stock because maybe he also came out with a social media platform.
It's a stock.
Okay, so maybe he's just busy.
I'm inviting
Jay,
people to join the live stream. By the way,
Jay, go ahead.
I'm listening to what you guys are saying.
Go ahead.
I got it.
I want to hear about the margarita.
How about you go and then
you want me to go?
Yeah.
All right. So last week on the Fortune segment, we went 1-2.
Oof.
Which is not great. The game I did hand out, I said Purdue plus 11. They're 11-point underdogs. They won by like 20 million. So if you took money line on it, you make a lot of money. Oklahoma's quarterback, this guy is for real. This Caleb Williams guy might win the Heisman. He hasn't played basically the whole entire season.
How many times are you going to say someone might win the Heisman every week?
I didn't say. No, I didn't. I didn't. And then also Nebraska, just embarrassing. I'm a Cornhusker fan. I don't even want to talk about them. They're up and down. It's a roller coaster ride. But I got another one that I recommend for this weekend. It's Fresno and Nevada over 63 total points. And let me tell you why. They both have unbelievable quarterbacks. That was scary. They both have unbelievable quarterbacks, Jake Haener and Carson Strong. Carson Strong's for Nevada, Jake Haener's for Fresno. These guys can sling the ball. They're both Heisman candidates. I think they're both going to go in the first round in the NFL draft. They're unbelievable. Both defenses, Nevada and Fresno, give up so many points. They're all offense. They go. No huddle offense. Over 63. Hammer it. It's a great one. It's one of my favorite. The other thing I want to give out today is a stock. And this is a stock I've been following. Will can attest to this. I've been following this stock for a long time, few years. I love this stock at $30. Now it's at about 118. So it's a little bit late, but it's not too late.
What's the stock?
Advanced Micro Devices. Did I not tell you before it was 50, Will?
AMD?
You remember that?
No.
You don't remember that, honestly?
No, I don't.
Well,
I thought you were going to... Well, I can't remember the others.
Twilio?
Thought you were going to say Twilio.
Advanced Micro Devices, guys.
Fuck Twilio.
Advanced Micro Devices. Advanced Micro Devices is one of the best tech companies in the United States, if not the world. You
have notes?
It's a global company that specializes in manufacturing semiconductor devices used specifically in computer processing.
Wait, Neil, let me interrupt you. And what's their phrase? The road to good wines.
No, SR262, RIP. RIP to our sponsor. The company also produces flash memories, graphic processors, motherboard chipsets, and a variety of components used in consumer electronic goods. This company, if you are a gamer, if you like video games, if you like the graphics involved with video games, you have to invest in Advanced Micro Devices. They literally make the chips for PlayStations, Xboxes. They're going to make the chips for electronic cars, Teslas. That's where we're changing to, people. If you look at Ford, look at Ford. Ford has electric trucks nowadays. There's electric Honda.
And you know what there is right now, Neil? There's a chip shortage.
Right, so what?
I'm saying that makes
that means the demand is high. That's good for the. Oh, great! I thought you were going against it. They compete with Nvidia and also Intel. Intel's chips are below average. Advanced Micro Devices are above average. They compete with Nvidia, which is also a stock I recommend. It's a little bit too high. Advanced Micro Devices, if you can get it under $100 a share, I would definitely buy it. It's 100% going to $200 a share. No doubt in my mind. There's no dividend on it, however. It's a tech company.
Intel has a dividend.
Well, because Intel stinks. That's
well,
why they
Intel's a lot bigger. They have a lot more market share.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, their market share, but their product is...
they have a lot in the pipeline.
What is it when your product is not good anymore? It's
antiquated.
No, yeah, sure. It's antiquated. It's an antiquated product. Advanced Micro Devices, they have unbelievable graphics. It's great for gaming. It's great for electric cars. It's the stock you definitely want to invest in. You can't go wrong. It's a little hot right now. I wish I would have said this last week. It went up like 20% over last week.
Advanced Micro Devices.
AMD, just watch it. It's a little hot right now. It'll probably go down before it goes up. But I'm telling you, it doesn't matter. In the long term, the thing is going to 200. I can guarantee it.
And then after 200, it's go to the moon,
I've
baby.
been saying this about the stock since it was $30. It's $118. Why would I
much
be
do
wrong
you own?
now?
Yeah, things that have gone up in the past always go up.
I'm the majority shareholder of the company. I'm the majority shareholder.
It's actually...
I think there's a ghost.
No, it's
my box.
Yeah.
It's my
But
chair
more
box.
importantly, what everyone's here for tonight is
The margarita
recipe.
It's easy, guys. And this is the classic margarita. This is the margarita that they all talk about in the movies.
It's not.
No?
No.
I think it's a fantastic margarita. I'm just saying that. I think it's awesome.
easy. You just do a shot of tequila. Okay. You're going to need ice. You're going to need a shaker, right?
Okay.
You take a shot of tequila.
Oh,
you pour it over the ice.
Oh, you pour it into the ice. Okay. Thought you.
So you take a shaker. You take some ice. You put it in the shaker. You pour a shot of tequila, half a shot of triple sec, juice from half a lime, or a whole lime if you are will, or 7 limes in a row if you're will.
Okay.
A little bit of simple syrup. And now, how do you make simple syrup? You take a cup of sugar, you take a cup of water.
You can buy it.
You could buy it.
Don't
Okay.
buy
Or you
it.
just take-
Do not buy it.
I mean, it's way cheaper. Simple syrup is just a cup of sugar, a cup of water. You boil it until it's dissolved. You let it cool. You pour it into a jar, into a thing. That's simple syrup. It's half sugar, half water.
I always buy it.
So you do
mistakes.
shot of tequila, half a shot of triple sec, juice from a half lime or a whole lime, and a little bit, like half a shot of triple sec, half a shot of simple syrup. You shake it up 10 times over the shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9,
11.
10.
Okay.
And then you strain it into a glass, and that's it. You can also muddle fruit in the bottom if you want to muddle fruit. Before you put the ice in, you just put, you chop up some jalapenos or strawberries or any other fruit you like. You muddle it up. You basically take the strawberries, sprinkle a little sugar, pour a little bit of club soda, muddle all that up in the glass, then put the ice, and then make the margarita, the tequila, triple sec, simple syrup.
But
shake
you're
it
a
up.
spicy margarita guy.
I usually
aren't you?
do it with jalapenos.
Do you put anything on the rim?
Salt on the rim if you want.
Tagine.
Yeah, tagine is what I would recommend. A nice spicy little rim.
Yeah. But it's easy. It's easy. Margarita is probably the easiest. If you have a shaker, it's probably the easiest drink to make. It's hard to go wrong. It tastes delicious if you like citrus stuff.
Do you know where I like to have margaritas?
Where? At your house?
On vacation.
Oh, me too. And you know that kind of dovetails nicely with our next topic, which is
Vacation.
traveling. And I guess the first question I have is, you guys, I have an upcoming trip. Me and my girlfriend are going to Costa Rica.
Costa Rica.
That's nice.
Da-na-na-na-na.
Do you know what?
In January, which is the dry season, which is actually peak season.
Oh, really? Well,
Whoa,
that makes
whoa.
that makes sense because
Does it rain a lot in Costa Rica?
It rains on the West Coast. Or the East Coast, I'm sorry. The West Coast is dry. So in the West Coast in January, it's like 80s and 90s, which is pretty awesome.
I'm somewhat embarrassed, but I, for some reason, always had it in my head that Costa Rica was an island.
No.
I didn't realize it was part of
Well, that's the end of our show today, people.
Isn't that weird?
That's Puerto Rico, buddy.
I might have been thinking Puerto Rico. I really might have.
It's 2 words on both.
It is.
Costa Rica is like
right at the southern tip of before you get to
the
South
ridge
America.
of Central America.
Exactly,
Yeah, it's like it
I know where
borders
it is now.
It borders Colombia.
Yeah.
I've never been to Costa Rica.
Have
I've
you?
been a lot of places I've never been there.
A lot of friends from high school went down there and lived for a while, and
You haven't heard anything about it being dangerous or anything like that?
I think Costa Rica, compared to other countries in Central America, is probably safer.
Venezuela. Ever heard of it?
Venezuela is in South America. Buddy.
Yeah. But I think Nicaragua, El Salvador, Honduras,
Honduras
Honduras
is bad.
and Panama, all
Honduras
those countries. I would
MS-16,
say
MS-13.
Well, actually,
MS-13's in Houston.
Panama borders Colombia, not Costa Rica. It goes like Colombia and then Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, El Salvador.
Are you
Honduras.
going
I wouldn't
East
go to
Coast, West
Honduras.
Coast?
West?
You know,
We're gonna stay to the West Coast,
West
which is
Coast.
the beach, the nice beaches.
Is it? Because I would think that the East Coast
The
would
Caribbean
be,
beaches are supposedly maybe warmer water,
Yeah.
but it rains a lot on the East Coast.
Okay.
And whereas on the West Coast it's drier and better for like surfing. It's like stronger surf.
Yeah, colder water.
More
but
like the
they-
West Coast of the
Yeah.
U.S. kind
You're
of.
going for
How
at
long-
least a week, right?
A week, yeah.
1 week?
1 week
7 days.
in January.
Airbnb resort.
January.
You want me to give the address out to the internet, Will? You want the Who Invited Will fans to show up and start, running the vacation, asking me for photos and autographs and stuff? I don't think so.
Where are you staying?
Mr. Misra.
Or please.
Señor Misra. Señor Misra.
Please, yeah.
Señor Misra.
I'm
Porfa.
trying to Porfa.
Viva Media.
Our Costa Rican fan base is huge. I had to book all the accommodations under like a pseudonym.
Es muy largo.
Do you have a favorite place that you've traveled to so far?
I mean, when I studied abroad in Egypt, so I think it's not fair because I spent so much time there. Like
Egypt, though?
9 months and 11 days there, so I got to see like some really awesome like beaches and the desert, like the camping in the desert. So yeah, I mean, I've just done so much more there.
I didn't even know Egypt that had a beach.
Yeah, it has amazing beaches on the Red Sea. And they're like clear waters.
I thought it was like in the central part of Africa.
No, it's the northeast.
It's an island.
It's the northeast. Yeah, exactly.
No, that's
it's an
Costa
island.
Rica, idiot.
Oh, sorry.
Wow. See, this guy's giving me shit about geography. Doesn't know where Egypt is.
What?
You think
the cradle of civilization?
Okay, wait a minute.
You think Egypt's an island? You don't know shit about geology.
Costa Rica as an island is way worse than not knowing Egypt had a beach. It's way worse.
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
It has more than one beach.
Go on.
Wait, who?
Egypt.
It has. Yeah,
Strike three.
No,
it has Mediterranean and Red Sea.
Exactly. It's right in the
right
corner
at the
tip of
Africa.
Africa.
Like Morocco.
No, that's just north.
Near Spain. It's on the west.
And that also has its entire north.
Yeah.
Its entire northern part of that is a beach. So
yeah, but the beaches in the Mediterranean and Egypt aren't as nice.
I'm just excited to go to the island of Costa Rica.
The beaches in the Mediterranean aren't as nice. The beach that I thought was I'm getting a text. Hold on.
Wait. You thought that was
the beaches that I thought were really nice were the Red Sea. Or
okay, but what? Your favorite place is Egypt.
Austin
your favorite,
in the chat.
Your favorite.
What's up, Austin?
Your favorite place you've ever visited is Egypt.
My favorite beach, the nicest beach I've ever been by far.
What was the name of the beach?
It's Ain Sokhna. I mean, you're not gonna have heard of it.
I mean, but what makes it great?
Stella de Mare and Ain Sokhna. Like,
why?
I was able to walk out like almost like it felt like a quarter mile, and the water was always at my hip, and it was perfectly clear and blue, and I could swim around. There were starfish, there were like lionfish. It was just like it was almost like being in a swimming pool. The water was so warm, and it was just like waist high for like ever, and it was just like white sand. It was really nice.
Huh.
But that beach was nice, but then the beach that I really liked going to was more rocky and had like coral reefs, but it was just a way cooler vibe. It was like a huts on the beach kind of thing, and like the central area was like all the like Egyptian, Turkish,
I'm sure you
Persian
went to the
rugs.
pyramids.
I did, but only like right before I left.
And then that's like super
so,
touristy.
I was like, I can't go home
You gotta do it. It's like going to the Jesus de Cristo, the thing in Brazil. You gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Do what?
Hold on, let me just.
It's like going, in Brazil you got to do that. I mean, when I did it, was it super touristy? Sure.
Oh no.
But
I think it's good.
If you're there, you should do it. Do you go to the Eiffel? Do you go look at the Eiffel Tower when you're in Paris? Yeah, absolutely.
There's a lot. I don't know. There's a lot of that stuff.
Sucks. It's definitely touristy there. It's really touristy.
In Egypt?
And, yeah.
In all of Egypt?
Well, no, the pyramids and like they harass you, they follow you around. There are all these like crazy scams. Like they would stand like on the road to the pyramids. There's like a bunch of traffic circles.
Closed today.
Yeah, exactly. I told you this probably.
No.
But basically, what they would do is like they would just have these dudes would just sit in the middle of the traffic circles, and they would like wait for a taxi to drive by with a bunch of tourists, and they would just walk into like the middle of the road in the middle of traffic and like hold their hand out in front of the car, and you're like, what's happening? And then he would come over and be like, hey guys, like, sorry, I just wanted to let you know the pyramids are closed today. And he's like, yeah, I work with the tourism industry, like, the pyramids are closed, sorry, like, you guys can't go in, like, you can't go any farther than this. And the cab drivers know it's a scam, so they'll just go along with it. They're watching, like, all right, what's going down?
Well, they probably get a kickback.
Yeah, exactly. And then the guy will be like, look, the pyramids are closed, but I can take you to a horse tourism, like a horse and camel ride. It's actually, you can go around the back of the pyramids. So you can't go up to the pyramids, but you can go to the back to the desert side, and then they'll sell you like
or a
horse
private
rides
tour.
for $100, which is like $1,000.
And let me guess, you can haggle with them too, right?
Well, no, they get in the cab and literally like tell the cab driver where to go. So to get these guys out, you have to be like, the pyramids are open, go away, get out. And I'm like, cab driver, keep driving, don't stop for these guys. Like I know the scam, and then like argue with them to get them away. Because the cab driver will immediately just start playing along.
That's why
he's just like, I mean, pyramids are closed, man. You know, some days they're closed, some days they're open. They're never closed. Or it's just triangle, square. But what are these? It hasn't rained in the rained once or twice a year.
Well, then it's the same thing, because then it's like you can get in the taxi and then he takes you the longest route possible to charge you the most. I mean, there's a lot of.
I mean, we were in a taxi in Colombia. Remember what happened there? Will and I were in a taxi. I fell for the stupid trick. I've been to so many places, and I fell for the
driver goes, "Hey, you look like a cool guy."
No. We're in the taxi, and Will and I are going to a party, and he's like, "Hey, you want to go to a party tonight? I know a really good place that I can go that's outside of where you guys are going." I'm like, "Yeah, go take us to the club." I'm like, "This guy's cool to take." And
he looks like a cool guy.
I had been drinking and stuff. He took us to this house in like a neighborhood.
Yeah, we just keep... So we're in basically downtown Cartagena.
Yeah.
And we tell them we want to go to this club 15 minutes away.
Ciudad Amurallada, which is the city inside the walls, which is this big walls. That's
historic.
That's where we wanted to go. But
so then we start driving. He's like, "No, I'm going to take you someplace pretty cool." He's talking in Spanish. Neil knows more than me, but we're kind of like piecing our way through. And so we start driving. Before like going into Ciudad Amurallada, we take a right, and then we start getting, and it just starts getting darker and darker and more residential. All of a sudden, you go from 10-story buildings down to 2, down to houses. Yeah. We're going into cul-de-sacs. All of a sudden, we pull up to a random house.
Yeah, random house. And I give Will...
The guy parks.
The guy parks, and he's like, "We're here." And I'm like, "What the I'm like, "We're dead. We're so dead." And I gave Will my phone. I said, "If I don't come out of here, call the cops." I like, "Just run." I'm like, "I'm going in." So I went in there. I opened the door. There was probably 40 women just sitting there, and like 5 dudes, and like there's music playing, and they just, all of them just look at me when I open the door. It's like everyone's just looking at me. Everyone's eyes are on me. I walked. Have you seen the part? Have you seen The Simpsons where the guy walks into the club? He walks in, and then he sees somebody he knows, and he walks right back out. That was me. I walked in. I took maybe 6 steps, and I just did a U, and I went all the way back out. And I told the taxi driver to take us to Ciudad Amurallada right now, and we did. We got out of there alive, thank God. Who knows where we were at? It wasn't a good place.
It was probably a brothal, right?
I'm sure it was.
Yeah.
I'm sure
it had to be.
It happened to me when I went to Panama. I met these like Mormon guys. These like ex-Mormon guys.
Oh, ex-Mormon.
Yeah. Those are the wild cards.
Yeah.
They're because they haven't let loose.
He had been to one of the guys, the main guy, had been to Panama like on a mission trip, and so he was like, "Yeah, I lived here for 2 years. I was like, with this village, teaching them about Mormonism and like how to be Mormon and stuff."
Okay.
And then he was like, "Yeah," and then I like went to college in like Vegas or something. I don't know. Or his friend, he had a friend with him from Vegas, and he was like, "Yeah, we're Mormons, but like, I basically gave it up and like realized I don't believe in that shit anymore." Yeah. And he's like, "So now I'm back here to party."
Well, so you were in a hostel?
And then you're like, "Bro, sick underwear, bro.
Yeah. Hotel?
Sick underwear, bro."
It was the Hotel Costa Inn.
But is it a hostel?
It was a hotel, but it was probably in like.
Were you sharing a room?
No. It wasn't a hostel like that. No.
Have you guys heard of
I've
that?
done that before. Have you?
I stayed in
Depends who's in the room.
I stayed in a hostel in Buenos Aires, Argentina, which I still to this day, Buenos Aires, I think is the best city in South America, and I don't even think it's close. Argentina is one of my favorite countries I've ever been in. I want to go back. That was incredible. Yeah. I stayed in this hostel called Millhouse Hostel.
Like the guy from The Simpsons?
Yeah. Millhouse Hostel, but they're all over the world. There's a Millhouse Hostel in Mexico and probably in Costa Rica. Yeah. There's probably like 40 or 50 of them. And they're definitely like club. Like this hostel had a club in it. And a club inside the hostel, which was sick. And then like every night they give you like a VIP wristband to some club for that night. Like Tuesday night, you go to this club. Wednesday night, and they give you like VIP bands. You get in. You don't have to wait in line.
Wednesday clubs down.
Dude,
you guys are clubbing hard.
Because it was December. It's summer there.
All the
it's
college
summer break,
students
right?
are out too.
I went in December, so it's winter here, summer there. It's summer break.
Yeah.
And in Argentina, I mean, these people go to dinner at like 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Like that's like
That's
family's
the life,
going out
man.
to eat
That's
at
the
like
life.
10 p.m.
That's the life.
Yeah, and they go out to the club. They get to the club at like 3 or 4 in the morning. That's when they get to the club. Golly, it was the best trip ever.
Yeah, well,
Golly.
the one thing I
swear.
wanted to get back to, well, I think that was a good transition, but I always think it's funny that like it seems like it's a lot more of the ex-religious people that have almost something to prove and then are the craziest. Like, have you heard?
Yeah, this guy was insane.
Because they haven't let loose their entire
I know.
lives.
So then there's
right?
like, have you heard the like, I can't remember the term, but Quakers have this thing where when you turn 18.
Oh, Rumspringa.
Exactly. I knew it was something
Rumspringa. I think it's Amish.
Quakers are. Yeah, it's different.
They're just like
wannabe.
pacifists.
They're wannabe Amish.
Wannabe. No.
If you're a Quaker, you're a loser.
No, they don't want to be Amish. No, we
It's
love
two
our
different,
Quakers.
yeah.
We love.
Shout out to the Quaker fans.
Shout out to the Quakers.
A lot of them are Schneider riders. A lot of Quakers.
But then, yeah,
Schneider
that's
big
Rom
overlap.
Springer, where then you just have like you have a week, and then you get to decide.
I thought
if
it was
that's
a
for
year
you.
or 6 months or something. In
Oh,
Amish.
it might be.
And they go out and they're allowed
What
to
happens?
do. They're
You
allowed
have
to
what?
do like anything.
You're partying. You can do whatever you want.
They can live. They can go into the like whatever
Culture
they call the
or
society.
mainstream
Yeah.
world. Don't say it like that. That's
What?
condescending.
Mainstream.
Society.
Mainstream, yeah.
It's society, not the horse and buggy world that they live in. No.
Listen here, see? You see?
But then
It's called
they do.
society, you see?
They have.
The girl I know from the coffee shop talks like that, and like her sister, and she's like, and I was like, do your parents talk like that? She's like, no, I think like me and my sister just started it. It's like, wow, let's know everyone, see? And like now we just like can't stop.
That reminds me of y'all's vampire friends you were friends with, the
Oh,
brothers.
I want to suck your blood.
The
Yeah.
brothers.
Yeah.
Oh god, let's not.
Anyway, go ahead.
All right, Rumspringa.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I just think it's interesting. So I was thinking about that. How I think that's kind of a cool idea, at least to like, hey, this is what you could have, or this is what this world outside our community is like. But then it's also kind of messed up because as soon as you like go against that, same with Mormons, same with a lot of religions, like the like Orthodox Jews, as soon as you go against those traditions, you're just completely ostracized and you're just out on your own, and it's you trying to fend in your own world.
I mean, I think at 18 it's a good age to go explore and stuff. What's it called in Australia? They have, is it leap year?
Oh, I don't know.
No,
Yeah,
this-
gap year.
Gap year.
Is that
You
between-
turn 18 between high school and
that'd
college.
be sick.
Give them a year to just go
Rumspringa means
explore.
hopping around.
Our
Okay.
culture's messed up. When are kids supposed to go? Like after college and when you're supposed to go get a
It
job?
actually begins.
Kind of.
It
That's
actually
when I-
begins
But
at
when are you-
14 to 16. They say.
But everyone's
okay.
like, oh, go get a job. What are you doing? You don't deserve to go. Like, our culture is kind of messed up in that way. I feel like if you're going to travel, the best time to do it is when you're in college.
I mean, people do that. Like they take a year off and go travel, backpack through Europe.
how many people, though? It takes a
not
big
lot.
risk.
It does. It is.
Maybe if you're fun employed.
Do
you
you?
know what I'm saying?
So you're saying, well, I guess, and then another thing I was gonna say was
What?
like getting back to the travel. Like Jay was saying that he liked Egypt because he was there so long, and I would say I
Yeah.
really enjoyed Thailand because I was there the longest. But then I think all my favorite trips have been where I knew a local. Like I knew
Yes.
locals in Dominican Republic. Que lo que? That's what they
does
do.
that mean?
It's
It
actually
looked like a gang sign.
It was a gang sign.
Are you in a
It's-
gang?
It's like this, like really.
Jenny?
It's like
Your
a
son's in a gang.
weird thing. Like they thought it'd be funny if the white American would do this gang sign thing. So
I bet they
got
were
a video.
shocked by your dancing. I bet. Did you danced,
Oh
right?
yeah,
You
because
had
they
to.
dance
Come
bachata
on.
a lot. So
Yeah. Oh.
But then like that was great. I have a buddy in the Netherlands, so saw him. That was great. Basically anywhere. Oh, Brazil.
They have the hookups.
They know
They
everywhere
know
to
the
go.
language.
All the food.
That's right.
You
They
don't
know
get
the hot
ripped off.
spots.
Exactly.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
I love it.
Yeah, if you know something, it's the same thing with me in Poland. I've had some of my best trips have been in Poland.
Okay.
I love Eastern Europe. My friend's
sounds
dad
way
was I've been to a Polish wedding. I've been to a Polish bachelor
He's
party.
eating a Polish sausage.
More than once, baby. That's right.
Wait, what?
What?
Wait,
Are we
They
live?
are good.
Hey, are we still live?
Wait, here's the thing though, Neil
What?
and Will. Apparently, being in Rumstringa, it's not what it's cracked up to be.
Oh.
Like 85 to 90% just like join the church back, and like
Yeah.
Oh, really?
most of them don't even
oh
go
my
that
God,
far.
It's a culture shock,
Most
though.
of them, yeah, because they leave Amish and they're just like, this sucks, dude.
Yeah.
Like I don't know anybody. They're mean. I don't get the humor. Probably.
Yeah,
Well,
they're
it's
lost.
and then you know that
They're
if you go
It's
outside,
almost a trick. It's almost reverse psychology.
It is.
Where they're like, oh, you want to be rebellious? Well, leave. Go see what
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like out in the world. And they're just like, take me
you
back.
have no support system.
They're like tying
good
their
luck.
bonnet down.
Yeah.
Take me
Actually, that was an amazing movie. Sorry, get back to the
back.
film.
Midsommar?
No,
You had your chance,
There-
okay? You recommended anime. You're done.
I don't even know. Maybe for next week.
Save it for next week. We
It's a
don't want
good
for
show.
next week.
That's
Save it
a
for
good
next.
show.
Save it for next week.
Save it for the next week.
Okay, so
boys.
Will says Thailand. If you could
No.
go to any city in the world, you have one choice.
Neil's talked up Buenos Aires so much. That
It's
I'd
not
have to
it.
go. I know. You're choosing for me.
In the world?
Yeah, any place in the world. Buenos Aires?
City, though, you said.
Yeah, any city.
Cities are big cities, right? Like a big city?
Any city you want, brother. You could go to Arvada if you wanted to.
That's not a city.
Or Colorado.
Colorado's a
My
state.
current
so-
town I live in.
I would. Yeah,
Arvada
sure. Why not?
It's
I'd
a
pick.
city. Arvada,
Um,
Colorado.
okay.
Anywhere in the world.
Right now, that's what comes to mind. I don't know. There.
Nevada?
No. Let me change it. Screw the city. Country. Your favorite country you either want to go to or you've been to. You want to go back. That you think is the best.
I would never go. I don't think I'd go back to anywhere. Like
Really?
I loved a lot of the
Really?
places I went,
I
but
would.
I think there's so many other opportunities out there that I feel like it's
Like?
almost like wasting.
Like.
I mean, what do you mean? Like there's
one.
so many.
Where's your favorite? Where do
Italy.
you want to go?
I'd like
Italy?
to go to
Italy's
Italy.
not a city.
No,
I
you
said country. I changed it.
Oh, okay.
Greece.
Country.
Country's easy.
I mean, I'd been
You
to
already
Spain.
said
I would
Spain.
go to Madrid though. I only
That's
was
it.
in
Madrid's
Barcelona.
not bad. I like it.
I
It's
know the
actually
difference
cool. I like
between
it. It's
cities
It's
and
kind of like New York.
countries, Neil.
I want to go to the country of Madrid.
Hala Madrid. Okay, so what do you want?
Oh, that's
Country.
tough,
Any
actually.
country in the world. I said, you get 2 weeks. You get to be in one country for 2 weeks. Where are you going?
I bet I could pick Neil's.
I bet you can't.
Oh, that's
Vietnam.
tough. I don't know. Probably
Oh.
Japan's top of my list right now.
Japan?
Tokyo.
Fair. Watch out for the radiation, though.
Watch out for the Death Note.
You don't know about the radiation?
Godzilla.
The atom bomb?
Not the atom bomb. It was the
Yeah.
nuclear reactor, brother. That's
And the
what-
atom bomb.
No, that was
The atom bomb. Do you know how
Yeah.
long
that
ago
was
that
70 years ago.
It's still there. It still resonates.
No, the
yeah,
half-life
Chernobyl doesn't. The radiation still not is not there. It was
That's
40 years ago.
That's two different things.
Why? 40 and 70? What's the big
Yeah,
difference?
actually, that is a difference because I think the
No, it's
half-life's
not.
like 35 or something.
Wrong.
I don't know actually,
Wrong.
but I think that
I want to go to Chernobyl.
I
That
would
was
be
my answer.
more worried about the nuclear reactor, that cleanup.
Okay, that
than-
too.
Whatever,
Fair enough.
guys. Are you that worried about radiation?
Yes.
Don't be a
No, I'd
baby.
go.
Yes.
Okay,
Oh, you
so
guys are dumb.
Tokyo, Neil, city, country,
Country?
yes,
You said you had a guess. Vietnam.
yes.
Wrong. It's a country I've already been to, and it
Poland.
would be wrong. I've been like everywhere in Poland. France. And I've been to Paris, and I loved it. There's so many. I want to go to
Paris?
Marseille. I want to go to
Ugh.
Lyon.
My parents,
What?
My parents love
Wait, have
France.
you-
Yo, virtual cheers, Austin.
Have you
comment
been-
in the chat, brother?
Have you? Oh, and if you're watching this,
Hell yeah,
like
brother.
and subscribe. We haven't.
Hey,
come
man,
on.
mix yourself
I
a
see
little
one
drink.
Like.
Actually, I feel like I want a little more of that.
Like and
Ron.
subscribe.
Dude, isn't
Come
that
on,
really
help
really
us
too
out.
good?
Like and subscribe.
You don't like it that much?
It's a little bit on the sweet side for me. But
Wait,
I
you
like it.
said France. Have you been to France?
I've been to Paris, and I've been
And?
to.
at what
Avignon.
age? At what age?
Avignon. I was in high school.
Nah, there's a difference.
Nah.
I agree.
There's a difference.
You know what? I was supposed to go to New York last weekend with Mariana, and then I had the
Why?
Colfax Marathon.
Why?
To
Oh,
go.
because she was going on a trip. Just
She
to
was
have
just
fun.
going to see
Yeah.
people, and my sister
Probably
lived
Weston.
there.
Yeah, there's no
Western.
current radiation in Hiroshima and Nagasaki right now.
Oh, is that what the internet says?
Yeah.
Yeah, it also says
No, I'm no.
I
someone
had a
just
friend
said-
come back with the worst sunburn I've ever seen. and he's still 3 years later the sunburn hasn't gone away.
Yeah.
You want to tell me it's the sun and he went to Hiroshima.
Hiroshima?
What are Hakashima?
Jesus, dude.
What is
Hakashima?
What is it?
You're getting farther away.
What is it?
All right, you have four more guesses. No, you have 3 more guesses. Use them wisely. You're getting them all wrong.
Hiroshima.
That was one.
Yes.
What's the other one?
What's it start with? Nishioka.
This might get racist real quick.
What is wait, what is it? What does the letter start with? Is it a city?
N. One guess left. N.
Nagasaki.
Yes.
Wow.
I got it?
Yeah.
See, you knew.
I did
You
it.
just needed to think.
I did not know it was
Then
Nagasaki.
how'd you say it?
Look, complete luck.
Luck?
I
Come on.
swear.
It was in your brain. You just needed to try.
Come on, guys.
Neil's like
I
this.
swear.
Neil's like, my favorite grappling tournament is Naga. I also love drinking sake. Nagasaki.
He got me. He knows me too well. Yeah, Japan's okay. Tokyo
haven't
seems
been.
really expensive.
You're just saying-
Anyone need another drink? I'm going to grab
No,
one.
I'm okay. Tokyo seems very expensive. I would love to see the technology that Tokyo has, because I hear when you go over there, it's literally 10 years, 15 years ahead of us. So that'd be kind of sick to see. I love the Far East. I think the cuisine in the Far East would be the major reason why I would want to go. I think
You
it'd be
keep saying
incredible.
Far East.
Yeah, Far East. Vietnam.
Okay, so that's
China.
Southeast Asia.
Vietnam. China.
I think it's I would
Far
say
East. It's
Southeast.
Far East.
In honor of Japan, the Nika.
If you go far enough east, you hit America.
Well, I'm seeing enough of America. Oh, I kind of want to go to Hawaii. That's Far East, kind of.
Yeah.
It's either Far East or Far West. Depends what you think. Is there a flat Earth or not?
No.
There's not?
No.
Kyrie Irving says there is, and I believe him. He's a superstar.
I'm trying to think of. I had the goal of going to all 7 continents. I'd still be interested.
Antarctica.
It's expensive to go down there.
Of course it is. And
Yeah.
for what?
Yeah. See some
Just to
penguins,
do it?
maybe.
No, it's just a flex.
Yeah.
It's like
Oh, yeah. Where you headed to?
space.
Oh, you
It's like
know,
going to space.
Antarctica.
Yeah.
It's like going to space.
Yeah, what do you...
I wouldn't
You
mind
live in an
doing
igloo?
something in the Mediterranean. Sounds really nice.
Greece was cool.
Greece
Like
would
Barbados?
be great.
Oh, Mediterranean.
Bro,
sorry.
that's
I was saying
Caribbean.
Well,
Wow,
I'm
the
tired.
geography guy. I say one thing wrong. This guy doesn't know anything.
Yeah, I mean, I think Japan would be really cool.
Okay.
I'm drinking some Nika in honor of Japan.
Nika's great.
I'd like to go to Southeast Asia, too. That would be
like
cool,
where?
I think.
Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand, all
Vietnam.
of it.
But I think
Yeah.
there's visa stuff with Vietnam. Like when I look up if you need a visa for Vietnam, it says it depends like what city you're going in. Some places you do, some places you don't. So I'm kind of worried about I would love to go to
Look,
Vietnam.
my dad's standing for us.
Watching
3
one.
watching, only 1 like.
There's
Please hit the
3
like
likes.
button.
Attaboy.
There's
And I
3
agree,
likes.
Mr. Misra, that crypto
It's
and
been
blockchain gives
smashed.
everyone freedom. I
Dad,
agree.
you'd like Austin.
Decentralized.
Austin's my coworker.
You know what we're doing on the show today? We're giving 1 Bitcoin away to anyone who likes and
Absolutely
subscribes.
Not. Absolutely not.
1 Bitcoin away.
Absolutely not.
This is Jay's Bitcoin. He owns it. He's giving it away.
I don't own 1 Bitcoin. I own 0 Bitcoin.
He owns 2.
I own 0.
I think that was a good transition to the next topic.
Yeah. Well, I'm excited for Costa Rica. That's the last thing I'll
that'd
say.
be great.
I think
Jay doesn't have a Bitcoin. I have a Bitcoin. Go ahead, Jay.
Thank you, Neil.
I have 3.
Would like stop the lies, Neil. You don't have Bitcoin. Oh, dude, Austin is like I feel like he's a rider, but I also feel like he could easily give you a run for your money.
I don't know what that means.
He'd give you a run for your money.
In regards to?
In regards to everything, man.
Hey,
He was on the Astros live stream, he told me.
if you're a rider type, I'm a rider in the chat. Okay, let me see all the riders today. All right, where are we at? We're talking about the travel.
Oh, no, so I was going to say, I think I want to do like a surfing lesson. Have you guys ever done a surfing lesson?
I
So
tried
I
surfing.
went
It's so hard.
In Hawaii,
Well, for a non-athlete like Neil.
I went in Hawaii.
Sorry, bro.
Don't touch me.
My buddy was like, "Here's a surfboard. Go out and
Oh,
ride
didn't
it."
you have like a harrowing life or death experience?
Oh, it was insane. Like, it was. You had to paddle
Here
a
you go,
quarter
man.
mile out
Here's the surf. Just go.
just to get to the surf waves, and that quarter mile that you had to get past was all coral reef. And so if you
Austin's
got off
rider.
the surfboard, as soon as you're like, I didn't have anything on my feet, so as soon as your foot even like touched a little bit, it instantly cut your foot open, and so you couldn't get off the board. Then the wave is hitting you. And so I got out to where the waves are. Everyone's starting to line up. I'm like, I can't breathe at all.
You're swallowing the ocean.
Yeah, I turn my surfboard around. I see a wave coming. I try paddling, not paddling hard enough. But I kind of catch a wave. But then there's other people actually catching the wave.
And they're just flying past you. Yeah.
They're coming at me. And I'm like, I don't know how to dodge this.
Yeah.
So I just about hit people. And then I did fall. I got a cut on my foot. I still have a scar today. I don't know. Like
today.
Yeah, it doesn't heal right.
Yeah, because it's probably got a bunch of like microorganisms.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a
and
it's not a clean cut.
Are you still friends with this person?
Yeah. Great
wow,
friends.
you shouldn't be.
I wish we could see the real beach. It was like waves this high. Yeah. Just like there's little kids on boogie boards.
Will was wakeboarding.
Oh, I'm dying.
That was the best. The boogie boarding on the beach when you're like you don't have to go very far and then you just
that's skimboarding.
No, I'm talking about boogie boarding where it's a huge wave,
right?
And then you just
that is the best, yeah.
Because then you don't. It's not a lot of effort.
Skimboarding sucks, dude. Because when you fall like on the ground.
Yeah,
that sucks. Skimboarding you can get really hurt.
Wake surfing was fun. I
What's
imagine
that's
behind the boat
that's
where
fun.
you get towed and then you like let go.
Yeah, you did well. You got up like one of the first times, right?
I was able to get up this year when I went to do Austin's a Rider. When I got up,
you're damn right he is. You're damn right he is.
Yeah. When I got up, when I tried to get up this year, I was able to get up and like balance for like 5-10 seconds, but. It's interesting. It's like because it's such a sweet spot you got to hit that like the moment you lean too back you lose the wave and the moment you lean too far forward you just like.
It's funny because the video, like you're hitting it and then it's like all you did was look up and like I got.
Yeah, and then I just like put my hands in there.
Yeah, because it's hard though.
It was fun.
So okay,
I want to do a surf lesson when I'm there.
You should, it'd be fun.
I want to do a surf lesson. I want some ceviche. I want to see a toucan.
Ooh, ceviche would be
Shouts
nice.
in the chat. Have anyone in the chat ever seen a real life toucan? Austin, you've been to Costa Rica, right? Curran?
Okay, wait a minute. So you never picked your country, did you?
Well, I said I'd go to Japan. That's top of the list right now.
See, all the stuff you're saying though doesn't relate to Japan at all. Like all the stuff you want to do, you don't do in Japan.
He's going to Costa Rica.
I know.
They're surfing there.
I know.
In Japan, I mean. I'm sure they're surfing.
You think they're surfing in Japan?
Yeah, probably the south.
Oh.
I like volcanoes. There's volcano Mount Fuji in Japan, and there's volcanoes in Costa Rica. There's like 2
Are you going
volcanoes.
to go to a volcano?
I'm thinking about it, yeah. Because there's like jungle hikes.
Is it all inclusive in Costa Rica? Because I feel like when you go to Central...
You mean, like, is the country all inclusive? No. You have to pay for things individually there.
Hilarious. I'm talking about like in Central America, most countries you go to, almost anywhere you want to stay, it's like all inclusive. Like,
you mean like you pay and you get breakfast?
Yeah,
Austin
lunch,
was there 3-4 years ago. He said. But I don't know if I'll stay at an all inclusive. I don't know.
I just feel like they don't even offer anything other than all inclusive, right?
I don't know. We booked a couple places, and then we realized how far south it was, and we're like, shit. Well, the other place we want to go is like 5 to 6 hours away. So it's like, fuck it, we're gonna cancel.
Are you worried about driving in the country?
I want to rent a car and drive. And it's gonna be manual. That'll be fun. Have you heard of a Jimmy?
Do you know how to drive stick?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
How do you know?
Because I'm a real man.
Kind of. I learned in Poland.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So
I learned in New Mexico. I dated a woman.
I bet I stalled.
I learned to drive a car on stick.
I dated a woman in New Mexico.
Is that a flex? Are you trying to flex? Say what?
I'm flexing. I dated a woman in New Mexico who had a stick shift, and she would like lend me her car. And
okay, I dated a girl in Poland who had a stick shift and let me learn.
I didn't
in Poland.
Hey guys,
I'm like a master.
I didn't date in high school.
Pierogies. How about that?
How about that flex?
Polish pierogies versus New Mexico chili.
But you didn't learn to drive the stick. You said you can kind of drive. I can drive.
I don't know.
Oh, Neil can ride a stick.
You know
Listen, I'm kind of humble. I'm kind of a humble guy. I'm not. I don't.
Yeah, sure you are.
So I'm trying to like keep it chill.
This is how
I'm very good on
drive.
stick.
My friend's car. You know when like the alternator dies in a car and then you can't you can't like let it go idle or else it'll just turn off.
Transmission?
I think alternator.
I
don't know.
It doesn't sound right, but
hey,
like you can't.
Guys, I got a match on Bumble.
Hey,
let's see it.
Bumble alert! Bumble alert!
And also driving.
And also we need to see
Heather.
No, we shouldn't say people's
Oh, wow.
What do you think?
Dentist.
Oh, wow.
She has nice teeth. I noticed that. All right, guys. We're going to post Neil's Bumble in the chat. No, I'm just kidding.
Bumble in the chat. And now the waiting game.
Oh, yeah, because it's Bumble, so they have to reach out to you first.
So let's hear your advice, though, Neil. Or
yeah,
someone called in.
Matches in there.
No, not your advice. Sorry.
My advice,
Neil's got issues.
if you're going to South America, go to Buenos Aires. If you're going to Europe, go to Barcelona. Do you know the name of the restaurant we went?
No.
You remember that restaurant, though? God.
Was it the Barcelona
their
Cafe?
ceviche was no. There's
best
ceviche,
sangria I've ever had.
The best sangria in the world.
In
oh
Spain,
my
really?
God! In Barcelona.
Really?
Yeah.
Jay, the last time I had a sangria, that's what I was like. I was like, this is good, but I had a sangria in Barcelona, and he's like, oh really? Was that the best? I'm like,
he's kind of a hater. That's a little jealousy.
He's a little jealous.
Of course, they have the best sangria in Spain.
Yeah, and it's unbelievable. Prague was awesome.
The way
I highly recommend.
Just from the way you told it.
Old Town Prague is incredible. Really,
I can just imagine the two of you went, this is the best sangria ever.
We weren't together.
Really?
He went.
I went a week
me.
before.
He told me to go there.
And then you went a week later. And
with Vanessa.
What's the restaurant called?
I don't remember.
Know. Oh my God!
I know.
Hate
savage.
to see it.
So do you basically know we're never gonna get the same? Could you?
Maybe
find
they're
it?
closed down because of
We'll
COVID.
find. I could find it.
Let's go.
You think so?
I think we should do a Who Invited Will hunting the best sangria.
Well, we're gonna do. I think next episode, guys, we do a competition where we the ultimate.
Should we just do
chef,
a video for
ultimate
the next
top
episode?
Top chef Who Invited Will edition? I already know who the guest judge is gonna be.
Is it Gordon Ramsay?
Yes.
Oh my God, I'm embarrassed. I'm scared because
I
he's
just
a really
gave
good cook.
Well, I just gave him a bottle of SR262, and he said he'd do it.
He poured it in his food, and he was like, "This isn't fit to drink." Just kidding. He spit it out in your face. He goes, "Oh, what is this?"
He said, "What are you?" I said, "I'm an idiot sandwich. I'm an idiot sandwich."
Is that what he made the person do?
Put a bread like this.
He said, "What are you?" And she goes, "I'm an idiot sandwich."
So
to a woman?
Neil's got issues.
No.
Oh, you want to jump into it?
Yes.
How much time?
I
How long have we been going?
An hour.
How do you know?
Because it says in the top left corner.
No, I don't see it. Oh, an hour 3.
Yeah.
All right.
Ooh,
our last segment of the evening.
Austin's going to sign up for our Patreon if we bring Gordon Ramsay on.
You mean when we bring?
Oh, wait. Before we do Neil's Got Issues, the Barstool event tonight.
No.
Why aren't you there? Talk about it. This guy is the biggest Barstool fan. Dave, listen, Dave. D-man.
Hire
DP.
me, Dave.
El Presidente.
No, because I could shoot the shit with the guys. I have the wits to go with it. I have like the sports knowledge, a little bit of bro-ness in me, and enough like education to kind of realize how to talk to people. I could totally adapt to them.
Okay.
But it's full of jabronis tonight.
Few questions.
They're in Denver. I had
questions.
to film the podcast. I'm not there.
Few questions.
What?
How much would it take for you to quit your cushy government job to work at Barstool Sports? What's the number? I know you have a number.
And what am I doing there though? Just working?
You're on a podcast.
I'm on a podcast?
Your talent.
Podcast, promoting
talent.
stuff.
Your talent. To be talented.
Probably. And I live in New York?
Sure, if you want to.
I'm gonna have
You can
to,
live
man.
anywhere you want. You can do it remote. It's a podcast where you can have
80.
your own studio. 80,000?
Is that too much?
That's too low.
No, they pay way less, I'm sure.
Well, but not for somebody like you.
Well, I'm nobody from nowhere.
Not the talent.
No, well, you're a talented guy.
Wait till I see you.
80?
Yeah,
I thought it was at least 100.
No, but if I had
120,
if I had a
140, yeah,
huge following, what do I have? The writers? I mean, I love the
If
writers.
you have a following, you're making money from sponsorship.
But that
I'm just
doesn't
saying,
matter.
what's your
We're not
base?
saying
Let's say
how
they
big
get
of a
sponsorship.
following.
They get sponsorship.
If I had a following,
Exclusive
Yeah.
deal. They get the sponsorship. They get the money. You just get paid. Which in that case, it's like $250 or something. Because I don't think how much money.
I definitely
Yeah.
could do
If I had a
like
following.
gambling content and stuff.
Just hypothetical stuff. More of just like
Yeah.
he would know the stuff, but not really gambling stuff. Yeah, some stocks probably.
I don't know. I could just be funny.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think like the best way to do it is to stay independent, like we have. You know, we've gotten offers. We're not going to talk about them, or
I'm
they
trying
might not
to
even
look for
exist,
my
but
Neil's
we've gotten
Got
offers.
Issues. Oh, I found it.
Anyway,
All right.
doing a Neil.
Yeah, but Barstool's in
NGIs.
Denver tonight. They're literally like a mile away from here, but
You love Barstool. You were like, I can
Neil
feel
can
them
sense
here.
them.
I
they
can
are
sense
here.
them here.
The place is absolutely packed. I had to film the podcast. It's okay.
Don't say I had to film the podcast. The
I
place
wanted
is too
to.
packed.
I chose.
Should we go after this?
No.
Yeah.
Why?
All right.
Should we?
Let's
Last
do a drive-by.
segment of the
Should we do a drive-by after this and go to
No.
Barstool?
Drink some water,
Come on,
a little
Neil.
drive-by.
Yeah, you've had one beer.
No. All right.
Come on, let's.
Yeah,
do
let's hear it.
All
Drive-by.
right. Neil's got issues. Yeah.
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 All right, Dave. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, Neil. Isn't that what you kind of talk? Yeah, I'm
No.
Dave Portnoy. I'm Dave Portnoy.
All right. Hello, boys.
Hello.
Sounds like a writer.
Hello, fan.
I don't know if he's a writer. It's a boy. I have a problem I've been struggling with for a while. I'm having problems with my profession. I want to quit, and I'm having daily breakdowns.
Daily.
Daily breakdowns.
Daily
I'm not
breakdowns.
sure why I'm doing this to myself. I thought I would change lives, but this has changed me. People mock me for being a teacher, and I am seen as the help.
Damn.
Is teaching the right profession for me?
They mock you.
They
What
mock
is that?
you.
You go on the street.
Maybe
yeah,
they mock-
you teacher, get out of here. We
No.
don't serve teachers in our restaurant. Puh, get out. Is that what happens? To like mock you
In
the
Italy?
street?
They hate teachers in Italy? Or what
We
was
hate
that?
the teachers here in Italy. Go to France and Paris. Yeah, I don't know.
But it's
man.
crazy because in some European countries,
That's getting
that's
clipped.
that's
That's getting clipped.
that's the highest. Like the smartest people become teachers. That's like the yeah.
Where?
I'll figure it out.
Nice.
It's definitely somewhere in Europe. I'm almost positive that there's certain countries in Europe that like if you score high on your tests, you become a teacher because that's the most prestigious job. It's not like doctors, lawyers. It's a teacher.
No,
Be-
this
What
isn't
country?
Real. This is
I'll have to look it up.
Yeah,
This
this
isn't
is.
real.
This is in Antarctica. That's where it's at.
Nice one.
Antarctica.
Antarctica.
Antarctica. How do you
I
say
don't know.
Antarctica?
I guess
Antarctica.
okay. So my first question would be that, or well, first statement would be, I'm so sorry because that is not a good. If it's a daily breakdown, that sucks. That's not good at all.
That's not
And then if
helping.
you don't feel like you're like, then you just become resentful. If you don't feel like you're appreciated, and then you're not getting paid well, and then you're working all these hours. Yeah, that's all horrible.
Finland, Jenny says. Shouts to Jenny.
Finland.
That's the place.
At a girl.
Finland.
Love you, mom. That's why
Finland.
you're my.
Yeah, but who wants to
number
live
one.
there? Am I right? Just
Ba-dum.
kidding.
But I guess what I would
Shouts to the
say
Finland fans,
is
the
that
Finnish
Finish.
fans.
do you have something? I would assume if you're a teacher, you got a teaching degree. So do you have something to actually fall back on? And if you don't, I think that's like the number one advice I'd give, and we gave this before, is have a job before quitting your current job.
Learn programming. No, I'm just kidding.
But no, seriously, I think that's a great idea.
Learn
There's
to code and teach coding.
Where should they learn how to code?
freecodecamp.org.
No, we're not plugging
What?
them. We're not plugging Code Camp. Turing is good.
Turing.
What? Well, I mean, we can plug whatever.
So this person,
Free
the
code camp's
teacher, the
okay,
teacher
but-
should become a computer programmer.
Possibly, it depends on what they're into. That's the whole thing. They
programming's-
didn't give their interest.
Programming's awesome.
But it's hard and it's not for everyone. Like, just because
Well, if they-
you're good at it doesn't mean you would also like it, and that you wouldn't also hate your life at the end of the day when you went into that. So it's like, what are you actually passionate about? What can you see doing that is actually going to make you money? Because there's a lot of things that you might like doing, but you can't make a living off of it, right?
Fair.
Yeah, well, I was just thinking, I want to hear from you because you know somebody who's in the teaching profession who also is, potentially destined for greater, bigger, and better things.
I wouldn't
And,
necessarily
so,
say greater or bigger or better, but yes,
Well,
she
higher
wants something
paying,
else.
let's say
Yes,
higher
yeah,
paying.
yeah.
So, but my point is just, so if, like,
I see it on a nightly basis. Coming, Joy,
It's a
my
hard
girlfriend,
job,
coming
right?
home.
But-
Yeah, just like stressed out. So
yeah, why would, I don't know. It doesn't seem like a great profession to go into. Yeah,
It
sure, you
doesn't.
get...
it seems
You
so
get
thankless.
You get government benefits, and you get
Do you?
summers without...
What government benefits?
Well, public school, right? No?
State government.
But what benefits do you?
It's not
If
good.
you're starting to do, guess how much you get to coach an extracurricular. So you're
$2
spending
grand.
$1.
$700.
I was closer.
In middle school, maybe.
No, this is high school.
Depends on the high school.
Okay. Well, you also went to a huge. Oh, maybe
no,
this
I'm
changes.
talking. I know in Colorado because I have friends.
Okay. Well, I also have friends in Colorado, close acquaintances.
Well, I don't have any friends in Colorado except you guys. You guys are my only friends.
I mean,
and I
2,000 is very good.
Are you a writer?
Then it's maybe a little bit more worth it to do it. But $700 for a semester when you're spending every single night doing.
Yeah, that's nothing. $700 a semester is nothing. $700 is nothing.
Yeah.
It might as well be $7.
Yeah.
In terms of how far it gets.
It's just like on principle. Yeah, it's like we're giving you X amount.
But, you know,
what are your guys' advice?
Well, here's what I'd say. I would say, look, if you're having breakdowns daily, that's probably, and Austin, echoing what Austin said, if you have, shouts to Austin in the chat, if you have daily breakdowns, speaking of, let's see. Austin, my wife is a teacher. Here's from our, shouts to Austin, one of our oldest and best fans, Ride or Die. He said, my wife is a teacher of 7 years. She loves the kids the most. It's a tough profession to be in. Teachers are underpaid and underappreciated.
Yep, exactly.
And so, but if you're at the point where you're having daily breakdowns, it's like you don't really need any other piece of information out of that submission to know that they should at least entertain something else.
Yeah.
Because nothing is worth sacrificing your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, whatever health matters to you in whatever way you measure it. You just got to make sure that you're feeling good about what you're doing. If you are having breakdowns, chances are you don't see a future in it for yourself. You don't feel like it's for you. Like, I get that you're probably loyal to the kids and the people you work with, but like ultimately you just have to do what's best for you. And what's best for you is not having daily breakdowns, feeling low about yourself, like, oh, I'm being mocked. It's like, if you think you can
mocked
do
is a strong word.
And maybe I think that's more probably you projecting that.
Yes.
I don't think people are mocking you. I think you're probably internally beating up yourself.
Agreed.
But then
if you're doing that and you're breaking down and you're having such emotional turmoil over what you're doing, like that's not something you have to accept in your daily life. And yeah, it'll be a risk and it'll be difficult and you could fail, but I think if you're even working towards a goal that you think is actually the right thing for you to do, you'll feel better than being in a position which might be comfortable but also feels like it's not giving you what you need. So I say move it along, baby. Move on.
And I think a good and maybe a nice way to like transition so that you also don't feel so bad about it would be thinking it in the reference of like, if I feel this way, that's probably like affecting my performance as a teacher and what I'm giving to the kids. So if I'm not giving my 100% to them, like then I'm letting them down. So then it, or at least to me, that would make more sense in my mind to then be like, no, I do need to move on because I can't give them my all. So yeah, does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah, and that's Austin said something. It kind of makes me think: is it about the school you're at, or is it about the profession of teaching? Because if it's about the profession of teaching, there's no solution except for leaving it. If it's about the environment you're at,
if it's not like the management, the principal is not listening to me.
I'm having problems with my profession. You didn't say I'm having problems with my school.
Yep.
So get out, man. There's no reason to stay. You're not needed there, and then they don't need you. If you don't feel like it's what's right for you, it's not what's right for anyone else, and you don't have to feel bad about yourself. Certainly, it's just a job. Like we're all working to make money and support ourselves.
You should definitely figure out what you want to do before.
I actually have a job that could be. Well, it's actually what Joyce is looking for. So
production assistant on Who Invited Will.
No,
6 figures.
Instructional designer.
Absolutely not.
Instructional designer. So you can use
curricula.
It's your for
curriculum.
Curriculum is one.
Okay.
Curricula.
I don't know. So you design and teach technical courses for private companies.
You know, that's how the guy who started Turing got started. He did, you remember Living Social, which was like Groupon? No. Basically, it's like a Groupon type site. Basically, the story of like the founding of Turing was Living Social went to him and said, we need 12 developers. So he said he'll offer them like training. He was doing corporate trainings for software. He basically said, all right, we'll take in 24 applicants and we'll train them, and the top 12 will get like a job at Living Social. And you got paid. That's why I found out about Turing, because the predecessor, you didn't have to pay, you got paid. But then he realized how valuable it was to teach that, and then he started charging people $20K. But before that, you were getting paid a stipend to learn, You just had to pass the entrance test and whatever. But like basically at the end of the thing, they were only supposed to hire the top 12. They hired all 24.
Oh wow.
So then he was like,
were the entrance tests like, was it coding stuff?
I don't know.
Because then that doesn't even make sense.
The entrance test for Turing was LSAT. It was all logic. It was all like logical reasoning. Sheesh. It was like LSAT questions, like 8 or 9. But I studied hard for the LSAT before I like went in. I studied that section. I did like practice tests. I was all worried, but then I like got like a perfect on that on the LSAT.
So you're saying it's a profession where you design it and you got to teach it?
Yeah. So you design the curriculum and then you also teach it to the employees for the company.
But what if you don't know the curriculum? What if you don't? You have to.
You design the curriculum.
Well,
why do you know it?
Well, because you obviously get training to do your job.
That's your business,
right?
You're selling.
What kind of curriculum?
Anything
Neil,
that
we just came out with a new software, right? Okay. So my company comes out with a new software, and I am all along the process to understand how it was developed and how to use the process or how to use it. So then what I do is I sit down and I create a curriculum for this specific software to say, this is what users need to know how to do. So then you make a roadmap on, but to become a end user of this product, this is what you need to do.
I get it.
So then you present that to people that have never seen this
but
application
over and
before.
over and over again. It's
or
not. I thought you were presenting different stuff. Like,
well, it could eventually, because of course the company that you're at is going to create more and more stuff. So it's not like a one and done thing.
Then you're gonna have to learn new things all the time.
Yes, but then but then that makes it more dynamic, where you're seeing new stuff, you're teaching new material, and then you're getting paid more. Yeah, and then you're also, I don't know. It seemed like a nice field.
But also, I think I think if you're to wrap up my opinion on this, if you're basically if you I don't know how long they've been teaching. I don't know how long they've been in the profession, but I imagine they picked up some skills and a skill set that's probably transferable.
Yes.
I would say don't that skill, even if teaching isn't ultimately what you want to do, you probably have a lot of transferable skills. And if you've been developing those skills over several years and you have a career, think about what skills you have that could be transferable. I like Will's suggestion because it's there are elements of teaching, there are elements of curriculum design, but it's not teaching in a school. It's doing something with the skill set you developed in teaching that will also make you a lot more money. So I think you just have to figure out what are my skills, because at this point, if you're writing into our podcast and you're one of Neil's friends, you're probably old like us or like me. You're not gonna reinvent the wheel in life at this point, but you probably can. Do.
Sure. There's people that do that. And
yeah, there are. But my point is just if you have skills that already would help you transition, then you probably want to focus on just build I'm a great communicator, or I'm really entertaining in front of a group of people, or I'm really good at the administrative aspect of teaching. I'm good at organization and grading and feedback and metrics and measurement. There's probably areas of there's a reason you got into teaching, and it's probably because of skills you have.
Maybe HR.
Anything. You just have to identify what those skills are and what is transferable and figure out something that will make you happier. And, in the end of the day, it's just a job. It's just your job. If it's hurting your mental health, I would just say,
that's the key. I think you hit on the key at the end of this, and that's your mental health. You only live life once, okay? You only live life once.
What if you're Buddhist and you get reincarnated? What if you're Hindu?
Well, I don't know about that, but here's what I do know. You only live life once, and you need to be able to enjoy it. If you are not enjoying what you do, you know what they say. They say, if you love what you do, you don't work a single day of your life.
Don't believe it.
That is so true, dude. That's because you don't love what you do.
You don't love what you do every single day. Some days you're just I don't want to do this, but I have to because my fucking job was.
If I was a pro tennis player, I would love almost every single day.
No, you wouldn't, because then it becomes a job. Because it becomes a job, or I just don't have that mentality. When things become forced, I do not like that, and I.
You know what? I love doing different shit and doing what I want to do.
Well, if they're having mental breakdowns every day, obviously what they're doing is not meant for them. I'm giving advice. I'm giving advice.
Okay. Sorry.
So, You only live
Do you
life
like
once.
Austin?
You only live life once. Change up your profession. Find something you enjoy doing that doesn't give you mental breakdowns every day. Start small. Maybe you go work for yourself. Maybe you go drive Uber for a little bit just to make a little bit of funds. Then figure out what you want to do. Go to Turing.
No, never mind. Sorry.
It's messed up. Don't take Jade's advice.
Maybe you start dealing black tar heroin.
Let's
You know what I
see.
mean? You just you try stuff.
I like Austin's comment. I don't know if we have. Well, I guess we could just keep going for a little
Couple
bit.
minutes.
Hey, Curran also likes it too. Investigator Neil on duty.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so Austin's question just
Read it
so
out, bro.
active in the chat, loving it. You
Austin
guys.
said you'd be a great police officer.
Yeah, he would. Because Neil would also be a great
Why? 'Cause
lawyer.
I like
which
to
he
shoot
likes
innocent
that.
Neil
people?
would be a great lawyer.
No, because Neil is
think
very.
I need to shoot
Neil is
innocent
he's
people?
really
judgmental.
fucking annoying.
Like that's part of your personality is your judgmental.
He'll sit
and that's
there
not
and
a bad thing.
interrogate you.
And then
He'll
if
interrogate
he knows that there's something wrong, he's gonna find flaws in what you're saying to flip that on its head. And you've done that, and you love it. You
You
want
ever
a
tried-
gun?
you
What do
ever-
you mean? You're the one that was like,
Shut
man, sorry.
You ever tried arguing with Neil on anything?
He'll
He
just
will
change it
literally-
on you.
He'll give
And you're
like
wait.
1 inch at a time. And then once you finally cornered him, like the rat that he is, like
Yeah.
the damn rat that
And then
he
what?
is, he goes, you know what? I don't even care anymore.
Oh.
And he just ends the conversation by going, yeah, I don't care that much about
kill
this.
him. Ooh.
He goes, I'm
Okay.
over
Colonel
this
tell.
conversation.
Colonel tell. I think Colonel's
He
in
will
chat.
never
Colonel tell
admit
you.
you're right. He will never admit you're right no matter what you say.
Curran
That's
knows
true.
I'm an investigator. There's a nickname they used to call me. What was my nickname, Curran? If he's in the
Exactly
chat.
What's Neil's
Okay,
nickname?
here, let me get to Austin's question real quick.
I love you, brother.
I am an
I love that
investigator.
about
That's
you.
actually
I'm
my
not gonna hit
profession.
you, don't
But I
flinch.
do what I
not
do
gonna
what I'm
hit you.
good at. Mr. 20 questions. Mr. 20 questions. That's what they call it.
Austin, so it says,
Read out Austin's
what
question.
do you think about this? Let's say you have a
Mr. 20
friend who's
questions.
quitting his job because he's burnt out. What advice would you give him to get back into the workforce in a different field? That is
He needs a
tough.
vacation.
Yeah, it's almost like this is coming from real life.
No, he might be burned out because he's been working too much. Sometimes like a 2-week vacation will bring you back to where you need to be. Maybe it's a mental thing. I felt that all the time. 2 days ago I was talking to somebody. I was like, man, I am so burned out, blah, blah, blah.
I thought you
went
loved
to bed
your
at like
job
8.
and it's not working.
I do like what I do. I was
You're
just
saying you
burned
think he's
out
burnt
from
out,
it.
So what do you think you should do?
So I went to bed at like 8 p.m. Slept for like 12 hours. I felt like a new man. I wasn't burned out
I feel
anymore.
like a Newman.
I was like a new man.
Wait.
So
That is so daunting.
But wait. What? But what if Mr. 20 Questions is so hilarious? Because remember when we were on the way to Bayfield?
Yeah.
And we were in the car, and you were like, Tita, let's get to know
oh yeah.
you better. Let's hang out. 20 questions, and she was so like on the spot and just like out of it, and she was just like, oh my god.
But I learned a lot about her.
Yeah, and you were like, that's
She
not a question. That's
stinks
how you ask no
she
question.
stinks at 20 questions. That's what I learned.
No, but yeah. So
Isn't that
wait,
so
but,
daunting?
What
Austin's
To change
what
your
Austin's
profession?
saying is he's already quit his job. It's already, so you can't say go to sleep and go back to work.
Yeah.
He's already quit. So since he's already quit, how does he get back into the workforce in a different field?
No, it says who's quitting his job, but he hasn't quit yet. Who's? He's in the process of quitting.
Who's? That means who is. He is
Who
quitting.
is quitting? That
Is-
means he has not. He hasn't done. It
No.
doesn't say who has quit.
He didn't say who
Who
will.
is
He didn't say
quitting?
who will quit. He said who
Currently
is
quitting.
But okay, Austin.
The paperwork's already in.
Yeah, the paperwork's in. He's already announced he's quitting.
Okay.
He has. Boom, Austin. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you for tuning in, Austin. You're bringing some real energy to this
Who's
episode.
this? Who is?
That's so
Who is?
hard. I
Radiation,
guess it
Neil.
becomes.
Who is
quitting?
quitting? He's in the process.
Wow, interrogator, just chill
Just
down.
tell him trust the process.
So then
Just
that's
like
what
the
Neil does.
76
He'll
He
just
has quit.
he'll just bully you into just like,
What do you mean,
oh,
is?
I actually am red.
What is the meaning of his? Like
Advice would you
Clinton
give
during
back
the...
into the workforce in a different field.
It's
He has
so.
quit.
How do you?
People love Uber.
Do they?
People love Uber.
Who drive?
Oh yeah.
Boy,
That's a good profession, dude. Uber, the rates,
I wonder
the
if my
prices
dad. I
have
wonder if
gone
my
up.
dad.
The rates have gone up.
The rates have gone up.
Dude, Uber drivers make good money.
They don't make bad money.
They
It's a
Oh,
start.
they make terrible money.
I'm just telling you,
Have you looked at the breakdowns? Have you looked at the articles online?
Have you?
Yeah, the breakdowns are terrible.
But that's also not
it's all independent contractor. They owe so
is
much
that
taxes,
sustainable?
They spend so much on fuel.
No, there's tax write-off on your vehicle though, and gas.
Yeah.
Okay, but is it sustainable? Like, would you? Sure, it might be good for 6 months, but is that
if you burned out from something about working a day job? Maybe that's something you need to be your own boss for a little bit, so you can figure it out. I think this guy's a little bit lost. He needs to find something. He's a little bit lost. So he needs to find something that he enjoys doing. If he likes driving and stuff, go do that. Go do something you want to do. Go work. Go be a bar back somewhere. Go be a bartender. Go do something that you want to like. That's fun.
Go be a bar back. Go be a bartender. Fun. Be a bar owner. be a liquor sales distribution rep.
Be a sommelier. Work at a liquor store. Anything involving alcohol.
That's not bad advice because that's what like you. That's what. Well, and then that's also kind of what you did, right? Like after you got out of
plan.
Oh, you did? You knew that you were gonna go to programming eventually. Well, what I'm saying is like all the you messed around a lot where you were working at a coffee shop, working at a restaurant, like doing these jobs that didn't require a lot out of you, and you got a lot of knowledge from that. And so I think that's good advice, Neil, because then it becomes like you can kind of see if like maybe that entrepreneurial spirit is within yourself or not, because then you are somewhat tethered to something, but then it also doesn't really matter, and you can drop it a dime,
right?
Flip and
you
get
work when you want to work.
Job.
You don't work when you don't want to work. Simple as that. So if you're burned out, you take a break.
Probably take a break. That's the big thing. Take a break, right? A break. Just like take a month off.
Yeah.
Oh, Jenny, thank you. We stand Jenny.
Did you hear the part? Did you hear the part where Will thought Costa Rica was an island?
Did you hear the part where Neil doesn't know where Egypt is?
You know, I would be if a coffee shop barista paid like 6 figures, I would be a coffee shop barista. It's like the most fun job ever. I go to the coffee shop.
What did you just say? If a barista paid 6 figures, you'd be
barista. Have you ever worked in the coffee shop?
No, but 6 figures?
It's an if, Neil.
It paid 6 figures.
Well, obviously, if anything paid 6 figures, I'd do it.
No,
name.
Computer programming pays 6 figures.
Yeah.
That's what I do now.
Yeah, I saw what they're paying. Like, should we talk about the work?
No, absolutely not.
Anywho.
I saw what they're paying. How dare you out me on... No, computer programming is a very lucrative career.
Computer programming is much needed in society today. It seems like they don't have enough.
But if barista
everything's getting so technically advanced, like anywhere you go.
We live in a technologically...
That's why you gotta invest in advanced micro devices. Just want to plug that one more time.
If we lived in a barista-based society, though, where like coffee ran the economy, I would much rather be a barista. You get to talk to people. You get to like make drinks.
You know what Chandra Missa would say? What he should do? He should quit his job and invest in crypto. That's what he would say to do.
You also have to have a bankroll or some kind of a reserve. You have to have a reserve to do that, right? Like that's another good point about you saying like, oh, just quit for 2 months. It's different if you have a mortgage, if you have a kid, if you have bills that you have to pay, that then like that adds up. So it's like, I can't just quit because I don't have a reserve to fall back on.
Right.
So
I mean, if you want to double your net worth, just bet on Fresno State, Nevada over 63 this weekend. I am already telling you, double it up. Let's go responsibly.
If not, find a death note
responsibly
while drinking a margarita.
Yeah, that's right. Film, food, fortune. All right,
guys, we got to wrap it
up. Yeah, we're going
Austin,
a little long.
one more question.
We're going long.
So let's do this. We're going to answer your question, Austin, but we're going to do it in only one word or one phrase.
Keep it brisk.
So I'm going to read the question, and then I'm going to point to you guys.
Uber.
Shh. I'm going to read the question, then I'm going to point to you guys, and you're going to give one word and one phrase, and we're going to wrap it up. So the question is this. You guys listening?
Yeah,
okay, next question. If all of you 3 quit today, what would you go do to make ends meet? To make ends meet, I think he means.
Bartender.
But also be happy.
Bartender. Yeah, that sounds fun.
Uber and invest in Bitcoin.
Barista, baby. All right. And my dad says, keep working and invest in crypto and retire in 2 to 3 years.
Atta
Hell yeah,
boy.
brother. That's what I would do. That's my answer.
Crypto's going to 0 in the next 2 to 3
Love
years.
you, Dad.
So
Thanks for tuning in.
0.
Love you all. These are the people. You know, when we have 1 million fans,
Shout out to
when we
the
have 1 million
riders.
Subscribers. Look at that. We hit
like
5.
it, like
we
and
hit
subscribe.
5 for a second.
Like and subscribe,
The
please.
chart actually gets bigger. We've zoomed out on the vector of the chart.
We're about double digits.
Cheers
boys.
to all.
We're
cheers
halfway there.
Cheers to everyone who tuned in today. We appreciate it. It was fun.
Yeah, no,
Glad
it's
you
always
enjoyed it,
fun.
Mom.
Next week we're gonna do a Top Chef competition.
Buy the dips.
By the
Attaboy.
yeah, it's 65. It's at the top right now. It's not a dip.
Hey, another episode in the books, guys.
Yeah.
Buy the dips, and guess what? With the new whole system we got running here, Will, we've actually
play us
got
out. To
We're
play
gonna
us
play
out.
us
to
out.
play us out
What does that mean to play us
To play
out?
us out?
to end the show.
To end the show? We'll do it live, baby. Yeah.
nice.
Uh-oh.
I can hear it.
Oh, come on, do it.
I can hear it. Oh,
All
it's
right,
getting louder.
guys. Hey,
Oh, it's getting louder.
thank you so much.
Thanks.
Bye.
Yeah.
Season 3, episode 3 in the books. 3-3.